Thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee and the past runners and coaches for this honor. I want to thank, of course, so many people for this honor. First and foremost, my wife, Deanna. She no doubt provided much care and support for the runners we had. Numerous times, she would provide meals, car rides, and our home to the Bobcat runners. My children, Ryan and Michael, they ran and were good cross-country runners, but they kind of thought cross-country was stupid. They were very good track athletes, and both still have records at Marshalltown High School. And Michael went on to play Division I basketball, and Ryan did his track at Central Missouri. Our daughter Carrie, she was a state qualifier as a diver, and she was very good. I'm equally as proud of her. My parents were very supportive of my athletics as I was growing up. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I also want to thank the Marshalltown Community School System for their support. And when I was coaching, the town was very supportive and encouraging to our runners. They would give positive comments as they were out running the streets. They also produced large crowds at our cross-country meets. Working with fellow coaches, Ott, Kester, Bacon, Petey, were very helpful. To be honest, I did not grow up dreaming to be a cross-country coach. I joined the cross-country team because I got injured in playing football. I only did it because I wanted to get in shape to play basketball, where I was fortunate enough to earn some all-state honors and go on to play college basketball. I also love track and field. I was an all-state pole vaulter. Many of you don't know what that is anymore. And ran sprints and hurdles. So you can see cross-country was not high on my list of my future dreams. When I was selected as the head cross-country coach, I was not sure what I was getting into. The only thing I knew was I wanted to win and be competitive. And those that really know me know that I don't like to lose. For you young coaches, or any coach, I will share this with you. One of the first things I did when I got the job was contact my dad's best friend, his name is Tom Woodall, who was a coach at Eastern Illinois, and they won a national championship, and he was named National Coach of the Year. I asked him to send me some special workouts that would make us good. And he said he would do that. He said, however, he said, Tim, the best thing you can do is to establish a good program is to develop a family and trusting environment with your runners. Don't get hung up on scientific things. Concentrate on a good environment for your team. The other things will happen. By showing them that you'll support them throughout the entire year, not only during the season, you will retain them for each year, and they will want to come back out and be part of the program. I've had numerous coaches ask me the same thing. Give me some workouts. I said, I'll do that, but you have a good relationship with your athletes. I can give many stories, like all of you here, about events and things that you'll always remember with your team and events that have happened. I was very fortunate to have state champion quality runners, Dak, Shadden, Kelly, Jay, Cartier, Wall, Miller, Borthwick, Crane, Cuthbert, Stalzer, August, and many more. I had little to do with that. All I did was just get the bus ready and get a van ordered to take them to meets. One of our best runners, Charlie Kelly, competed against a great runner who is going to the Hall of Fame today, Rob Brock. Charlie was an outstanding runner who went on to run at Duke. Charlie worked very hard and finished runner-up to Rob in his junior year. Rob, sorry, but we tried very hard to beat you, but we didn't quite get it done. Congratulations on your career. Charlie was a great example of what we want in all runners. That is to have the spirit of competing. What we really concentrated on when I was coaching was taking average runners and developing them into good runners. I always believed with a lot of good runners, it would make us good each year. And that didn't sound, it sounds very simple and not very profound, but the great runners, I had nothing to do with them. God produced them. I always felt it was important that I as a coach show up for summer workouts. We met each morning at 7 o'clock. If I asked them to get up, I should be there as well. I did not give a piece of paper and say, do this or do that, because the older guys would teach the younger guys what was expected. I never believed in structured workouts. I just wanted to get them in physical shape and have the discipline to get up every morning to get out and run. I recall at one of the end of the season banquets, one of our seniors spoke and teased me about all the relatives I had at the vet's home, where we would run and have practice. So we had voluntary practices, on Sundays at 4 o'clock. I so happened to drive by consistently. The following day at practice on Monday, many of the athletes would say, Coach, you must have a lot of relatives at the Veterans Home because you're always driving by. Coaches, be dedicated to your runners. Don't be fakes. Care for them. Sometimes you have to be firm and direct, but do it to make them better. Remember, not all runners on your team have cross-country as their number one priority. I can always tell the coaches that struggled with that, not understanding that not all of them wanted to be 100% cross-country runners. Should we have won several state championships? Probably. I may not have done a good job of getting them ready. However, we were in the hunt most all the time. As I reflect on all the wins we had and successes through the 32 years, I can honestly say that the most rewarding feeling to me is for former runners contacting me and sharing their lives of what they're doing. I want to congratulate all the Hall of Fame members as they're all worthy, and I'm honored to be amongst them. And I do want to add one more thing. And I know he's not here today, but I want to, if he was, he'd probably be shocked. But growing up in Marshalltown, our rival school was Ames. I even told my kids and runners that Ames is a 4-letter word. Oh boy, did I want to beat them. Records will show that we were about 50-50 with them when I coached. But I do want to go on record to say that one of the most influential people that I competed against was John Slett, former coach at Ames. My drive to compete as a coach, not only against Ames, had to do a lot because of John. Much of that was of the respect I had of how competitive it was. John, thanks for helping a Bobcat. Thank you to all. I appreciate it.